Hey y'all, welcome to episode 259. All right, we're going to stop and we're going to reflect and talk about the power of reflection and what it can provide you going forward.
Hey y'all, welcome to Consignment Chats. This is Molly, and I'll be joined by my co-hosts Libby and Samantha.
All right, and we're missing, did my hey y'all sound okay, Samantha?
It was pretty good.
Okay, all right. I think after all these episodes, all these 259 episodes, I finally nailed the hey y'all. All right, good.
I think she'll keep it in. I don't think she'll cut it this time.
All right. Well, I'm going to start out, I do a reflection every day. I've done it for 550 some days in a row on YouTube, the Reseller reflection on our Consignment Chats channel, just talking about what it's like to be day in the life of a full-time reseller. It has been a total gift to myself to be able to stop and reflect, and it has done so many amazing things for me personally and the business that I really want to talk about the power of reflection and looking back at what we've done, whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whether it's a year, and what that can show us.
Amen. Yes.
Yeah.
For those listening on podcasts, the Reseller Reflections is a separate podcast, right?
Yeah.
So I know on my Alexa, I can say play Consignment Chats Reseller Reflections, and it'll go through your episodes there. So
yeah,
go over and check that out wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love it. Would love to have you along on the reflection journey.
Yes. All right. So what made us think about reflecting today is that it's chaos right now. December is nuts. And we all have so many goals. We have so many things. And we're already talking about how we're reflecting on our reseller intensive and how we structure our tactics and our goals and how we're going to tweak that for the next Q4 and December of 2026. So that just got us thinking, people, we could easily beat ourselves up. Oh my gosh, why did we pick such tactics? Why did we do this? Why did we do that? Why are we not meeting our goals? Why are we going to spend time with Great Aunt Nancy this week? Why? And instead, we think everybody should just take a deep breath and take a step back and reflect. And then that can help you tweak and adjust and be better prepared for 2026.
Yeah, because we all went into Q4 all right, we're hitting the same tactics we did. I mean, a lot of us had stellar summers, which is unbelievable. And we went in with the same tactics we were doing all summer into Q4, not really thinking, all right, well, wait, there's a lot of interruptions. So
many.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this episode next summer and be like, all right, let's set some more realistic goals and tactics. Yes. So yeah, we'll be reflecting in the future. I don't know what that's all about, but that's what we have planned, and being more realistic and not beating ourselves up this Q4, because it's the first time we've done this so aggressively, right? It's the first time I've been this aggressive in Q4, and it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. We think we're going to be able to do all the things, and I mean, I can't. I don't know about you.
No, I definitely can't. I mean, I'm getting sad thinking about the next couple of weeks, and I have all this stuff going on, that stuff going on, and my thermometers aren't going to fill up, and I'm going to be behind. No. First of all, my thermometers have been pretty full. I've been meeting my goals or getting close to them. And we've had a very good full year of meeting goals and tactics. And I have to remind myself of that. I have to just sometimes run my numbers on eBay. And even though they should have been much higher, they're still good. I'm year over year. I'm still doing better. I'm still growing. However you measure things, take a look at that. Reflect on that, celebrate the wins. Even, maybe your numbers aren't that great, but instead you got all of your inventory systems straightened out. You know who you are. We're super proud of you. Maybe there was some other big thing that happened, or there was a bunch of little things. Celebrate whatever you can so that you're not sad about this year. And there are things, if you stop and look for the positives and you will find them. You will find those little glimmers of good things that happened as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like, I last night I recorded a reseller reflection and I was talking about what didn't work. Right. And I think that sometimes when something doesn't work, it teaches you way more than the things that work. Like, what works, you can just go forward. But like, what are those things that like you need to reflect on that didn't work? And don't go back like, oh, I screwed that up. I failed at that.
Right.
That's telling you something. That's telling you, hey, you know what? I set an unrealistic goal, or you know what? I don't really have the amount of time, or I need to balance this better.
Yeah.
And,
and look at it from a perspective of what am I going to do to change this? How can I tweak this so that it will work? Or just you can't keep repeating the same thing over and over again. You're going to be sad every year. We can't do that. So what can you do to change it and make it better?
Yeah. All right. So do you have an example of something that didn't work for you, whether it's the past year, whether it's, the past
procrastinating?
week?
Oh my goodness. All the time. I need to stop looking at my weeks as like 6-day weeks. Oh, I work until Saturday. That's fine. Because a lot of Saturdays, even a lot of Fridays, I ended up taking off, doing stuff. I need to acknowledge more that I am a part-time seller that I could put in extra hours. And there are weeks when I'm in here for 60 hours a week. But I need to set my goals and do things as if I'm only here for the first half of the week. And get stuff done, because I feel so much more accomplished. I get more accomplished. And then if I have extra time, oh my gosh, I'm so much happier. I come in here, I get stuff done, and it's great. And so that's something that I'm going to be tweaking.
Yeah. So the feedback I got this year, especially in Q4, is I need to increase my average sales price and my average list, mostly my average list price. I have to work on that. Like, that is not working for me. I am struggling. I'm struggling to list the higher dollar value items. I'm struggling to find that like cadence, and I'm not hitting that. So that's like providing me some feedback. Like, all right, this is where you're struggling. This is where you need to figure out how to do this. And I'm like putting some things in place to be able to do that. Like, that's my big struggle. That's my big failure, which I'm not looking at as a failure. I'm looking at that as like, hey, that's like a major place I can improve. And this is why it's not happening. So I've spent the whole Q4 looking at that and trying to fix that and get data so that I can go into, Q1 and nail it. Yeah. So that's been a big point of struggle for me, but I'm happy it was a point of struggle, and I'm happy I recorded it, right? And I'm tracking all of those things because I can see exactly where the problem is now.
Are you going to start going to junkyards?
The problem is me. No.
Got 99 problems and I'm all of them.
I'm all of them. All of them.
So are you going to start going to junkyards and getting car parts? Is that?
No, I am not.
All right.
You do you. That's your thing. If you guys haven't seen Samantha's car parts tutorial, oh my gosh, go watch it. It is an often overlooked part of selling, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
So we acknowledge that there are things that happened and how to adjust them. So there are still a few weeks left of this year, and we're already talking like the year's over. It's done. And I think that's another thing that we need to reflect on, is like, just because we're looking at the year and we're doing all this stuff now, there's still a couple years. You can still finish, or a couple weeks. You can still finish strong, and you can still balance the next couple weeks. So that's something that is an always struggle for me throughout the year, is balance and boundaries. And I think that this Q4, or this December, and then ahead for next December, is stricter boundaries and stricter balance as far as like my schedule. And I went kind of lax on my schedule the last couple months. And I need to work on that part too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people like in our group and probably a lot of resellers struggle with that balance aspect. Like you're balancing like we're like Samantha and I and Molly are balancing two businesses, right? We're balancing our consignment businesses and we're balancing consignment chats, and then we all have families that they're balancing, and trying to figure that out is I think this year really it's come to light like how many people struggle with that. And when you start to really notice like, all right, where are my boundaries being, violated? Or do I not have a boundary? And I need one.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, like there's 3,000 interruptions during the day. How do I control that? Like that's not working. Like, and I think that that came to light because a lot of people started time blocking, right? So they would time block an hour to list or to photo and say, oh, I had 5 interruptions during that hour. Like, all right, well, that's good because you had 5 interruptions, you know what they are, and if you can figure out a solution moving forward. But like if you don't have that, if you haven't really been looking at that, it can be super frustrating, right? Like, oh, I just have so many interruptions throughout the day. Like you don't know what they are. You don't know what kind of boundaries you have to set. And it just can be really, really frustrating. So it's been kind of cool to reflect and see those struggles. Like, how is this happening? Is it my phone? Is it my kids? Is it, me getting up to, get the pizza out of the oven, like cooking during the middle of a time block? Oh, true story. Those things, like to be able to reflect on them and say, all right, well, this is why it's happening, because that's when things happen. It's in those like micro moments. It's not like the course of a day. It's really those micro moments that are really, violating our time.
Yes.
That sounds so brutal, doesn't it?
It's true though. When my husband interrupts me and I'm like, 20 minutes. And he's like, I asked you one quick question. I'm like, and it's going to take me 20 minutes to get back on track and back in the rhythm that I was in. He's always like, you exaggerate so much. I'm like, no, 20 minutes. I'm easily distracted. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. To get back in that flow. What do you think some other like things people might
So I think that
people need to reflect on. Yeah.
I think people need to reflect on their platforms. So something that I changed in 2025 was I said goodbye to Mercari. And I see others doing things like that as well. They're, Depop was a huge bandwagon this year, whatnot, things like that people put their time and effort into. And yes, cross-listing platforms make it easy. If it's just an extra click or it's just an extra thing. But my major part of reflecting on Mercari was it's easy to list to. Great. Takes an extra couple clicks, an extra whatever. But when I get that sale or when I get that message from a customer or when am I groaning? Like I was literally like, oh, now I have to remember to use Pirate Ship, go in and select a thing and do a whatever. And Bill doesn't know what to do with that. And then this, and it was a pain in the butt to make a sale on a platform. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like are there pieces of platforms you're on? Are they worth your time? Are you making enough sales that are making it worth it? Shopify wasn't worth it for me anymore this year. The ease of connecting things that had gone to the wayside a long time ago. And I wasn't driving traffic there. They weren't driving traffic there. I hate their commercials now when I see them and they're like push it like it's going to bring you all these customers. And that's not how that works. But you got to look at the different platforms. A lot of people are cutting eBay out because they're big onto whatnot. And they're like, eBay is not worth it for me because it's taking too much time. So whatever your platforms are, I think reflecting on them and your flow and giving a true like pros and cons list of like, is it a good chunk of your time or portion of your time? And could the other platforms be getting more attention and could they grow more if you weren't worried about other ones? Like that's a real honest conversation that some people just don't like to have. I think that's
an awesome thing to reflect on, and it's hard, and it's so much better to bounce it off of a group that you're familiar with.
Yes.
Get somebody else to take an objective look and just give you that feedback. Is it easy? No, because sometimes you just don't want to hear it. But
you're giggling right now. You're like, Samantha was in denial about Mercari for like 2 years, but whatever.
I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about myself and giving up the furniture portion of the business and, liquidating that, which I've been doing all year. And except for, I'm going to reflect on that big mistake back there I made, the chair I purchased at the auction, even though I said I wasn't doing furniture anymore. Oh God, why? Because really, like, the time it takes to organize all that, to store all that, to, yes. And I'm going to be, this is for 10 years, furniture was 50% of my revenue, like solid 50%.
And your bigger ticket items. That's another reason too.
Items. Yeah.
As you dwindle that portion out and you start liquidating that part of it, that is what is throwing the rest of your business off balance. Money, like the number wise.
Yeah. The list price and the sales price. But the time invested was not, it was not worth it. Like, the break in the flow was not worth it. And I needed someone to tell me, thank you, Jason, the Santee swapper, as we went through this, that yes, you know what, that does not make sense for your current, your current business model. It is going to be okay if you give that up. You just, you have to do it in order to move forward in a good manner. So, but it sucks to hear sometimes. It sucks to give something up that you've invested so much time and energy into.
Yeah.
But you have to you have to reflect and think about the bigger picture. Like, is that what's best for you? I know. And this is where we lose everybody, because they're like, I'm not giving anything up. I got it going really well here. I don't want to reflect. All I do is click a button and,
which is fine. Okay. If it's going really well for you, tell us how all those things are going and what is super well. I do get a little FOMO sometimes when people are like, oh my God, my sales on Mercari are amazing. Oh, wait, has anybody said that this year? Has anybody? I actually don't think. No. So guess I'm good. But but the rest of you, let us know how those are going.
Yeah. And maybe that is your main source of it. Like, everybody's different. You have to decide what is best for you, your flow, what is not a major interruption to your process, and really streamline. And this is a great time to look at it and reflect and do that.
Absolutely.
Because you should have enough data. And hopefully you've been trying it for at least 3 months. Right? We don't say, all right, we'll try it for a few weeks and see how it goes, because that doesn't work. Try it for a couple of days. It doesn't work like that. You need the data.
Yes. I think also part of reflecting is then taking those reflections and setting your goals for the following year, which everybody should be doing through the Reseller Intensive and the 12-week year process. But we know many of you aren't, so that's okay. That's okay. You can try again next quarter. We can get you in there. But something to think about too is to not overwhelm yourself with the following goals. You don't want to have this huge list of all these things you shoulda, coulda, woulda, want to do, and then start the first week of January feeling overwhelmed already. So just take baby steps, baby bites. If you want to add platforms, maybe you're not on Etsy yet or whatnot, or whatever those things are, don't say that you're going to add Etsy and whatnot and start it all right off with the bang. Start small. You're going to, one of our people is just adding 5 things a week onto their new platform. They didn't jump in and say, I need to put my whole catalog over there and just focus on that. They have plans. They already have a schedule. They have a process. So just a couple items a week, and it's going to slowly build up, and they're dipping their toes into it, and they're giving it solid like months to see how it goes. And take baby steps. Be realistic about the time that you have and the way that you can tweak or add on to these things as you reflect.
I think like 1%, like if you do 1% more every week, like where you would be at the end of next year.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, no big heroic things. We see that. We'll be talking about it, and we'll be talking about it probably again, and probably in January. Like, we all go in like, yeah, we could do this. I could do it all. I mean, we're not, because we're doing the 12-week year, but
right.
in the past, maybe we have done that. I can do it all. And we start with this wonderful like excitement. And yeah, then it just kind of like, oh, wait, I can't do it all. That is not sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't take on too much.
Yeah. One of the things I'm really going to concentrate on, and I have to figure out, I don't know how I'm going to do this, is balance. Because as anybody that listens to this knows that they tease me about being unbalanced. I don't have a lot of balance in my life, but I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to figure out some real things. I'm doing really well this year with balance.
I was going to say, I think that's a win to celebrate for you, because if you compare 2025 to 2024, holy schmoly, you're like one of the most balanced people ever. If you look at it that way, you are spending more time with friends and family and all that. You took time to start dating.
I did.
Now you got your person. It's great. Yeah. So I think you're doing really well in that. I think you're just more like me, where we need to fine tune it. And on a week-to-week basis, my thing is I need to set what my priorities are. Like during hunting season, the first week of hunting season, I was like, I need to do this for my goals, and this is how much time I'm spending hunting. And then by like the third week of hunting season, I was just like, yeah, whatever. I guess I own a business. That's fine. And I was just doing my own. So like on a week-to-week basis, I need to remind myself on Sunday when we have a meeting specifically for this, I need to remind myself, like, what are my priorities this week? Is my priority to go spend time with family because it's the holidays? Or is it to list a ton of stuff and meet my goals? Or is it like a mix of the two? But I need to define that myself in the beginning with a whole lot of purpose and intention.
Yeah, because balance is not, I think we all thought balance was like, okay, well, I work, 6-8 hours a day, and then I have family time, or dinner with my family and watch whatever you do in your free time. That's what it should look like. And that was stuck in my head for a long time. Well, that's not the way my life is, right? Like I can work a, 14-hour day some days, and that can be balanced to me, and I can spend the whole next day with family.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what my balance looks like. So like, I think kind of redefining what balance is, right?
Right.
And not having like that mindset. And I don't know if that mindset was like from, working in corporate America or where that kind of comes from. Like it should look like that. Well, we all have very different lives and situations. Like maybe balance is a season. Maybe I work an 80-hour work week one week, and then the next week is like 30 or whatever. And that can be balanced too. Like think about what balance is. Like if that's one of your things, and I think most people talk about balance. Think about what that means to you. And it doesn't have to fit into into those boxes. Like a day doesn't have to be balanced. Like Samantha said, a week can be balanced. A month can be balanced. But it's not going to look like that thing we have ingrained in us. Like, all right, we work it. Like that's what balance looks like.
Yeah.
Not for resellers.
I agree. That's why we talk about the flexibility when it suits us, but we need to see that for all the parts of it. Like we have the flexibility to literally work until 1:00 in the morning if that's what we're doing. If the next day I'm very intentionally going to sleep in, spend time with my husband, go shopping with my daughter, like that's it. I don't have to just get up and grind every day or only have certain times that I do things. Yeah.
And there are seasons too. That's a term I throw out a lot. Is seasons. There are seasons of work. There are seasons of play. There are seasons of vacation. There are hard seasons. There are, light seasons. There are all, like, if you look at what's happening in your life as a season, it takes that, like it's going to be like this forever out of it. Right. And kind of like, all right, well, this is a season where I really like last Q4 for me was a season where I had to, put it all into work. And I knew it wasn't a season that was going to last forever. It was the Q4 season.
Yes. And you adjusted, you reflected, you adjusted, you met your goal like weeks ago. And you did great. Good job.
Yeah. All that reflection worked.
Yeah.
With the other part of like, we're talking about stuff that didn't work and we can adjust, but like, what about the stuff that did work?
Yes.
What about that?
Everybody needs to just celebrate so much. Yes. I have a mess. Things that worked for me. I really need to reflect on this because right now I'm just in such a dumpy mood that like nothing worked. Nothing worked. It was terrible. It was terrible. No, I listed a ton more. I balanced more of my own stuff with consignment stuff, which I love. I think that the last half of this year I really like balanced it really well, and it's on the numbers side of things and in my flow of things. I would get so bored. I talked the other day with my husband about, I could just sell board game pieces, but then that also sounded terrible to me. So I think that I've balanced that really well. Even though I hate effing pants, like they sell every day. So I think that part's worked really good, balancing my inventory and my flow and sticking with my listings.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got to stop and celebrate those wins when we reflect and feel really, really good about them, because there has to be like a bunch of things we won this year.
Yeah.
And that's an important part of reflection. It's not about just what didn't work. What didn't work is clues as to what you can make work, but what worked, we gotta congratulate ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, I am celebrating definitely that this was the best summer sales wise that I have ever had. Like that was crazy to me. That was exciting. That was really exciting. Like there wasn't summer slowdown this summer. What?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Now, reflecting, I know why. It was because of the 12-week year and the fact that I was still doing my tactics and not looking. I got the sales feedback I wanted, but I was not looking for it like on a daily basis. So that was a huge win. I'm really excited about next Q3 and what it's going to bring, and the fact that we all kind of proved to ourselves that summer we don't have to slow down. We don't have to get discouraged. So that's like a huge win, because every year it was like, here we go. Let's get on the roller coaster. Summer slowdown. Oh, buckle up, babes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we were able to take vacations and make plans, and it was kind of inconvenient because we had a lot of shipping when we came back, and a lot of things. So that's good. That was a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are some other things? Like I'm trying to think. Like I definitely went on a health journey this year and got super serious about it, and like that was a huge win to prove to myself that I could do it and I could be consistent with the goals I was setting, for exercise and eating and things like that. That was like, oh my God, I can do this. Yeah. That was a huge win. It's just proving that I can do it, because I was pretty sure I couldn't. I don't want to be negative, but I'd done it 1,000 times and failed. So yeah, that was a huge win. I'm going to take that win.
I was pretty sure that I could not handle changing my process. Like I was getting a little in that like old lady stuck in my ways. Well, we've always done it this way. It's how it's going to be forever. That is not what we preach ever. We need to be able to ebb and flow with the times and the processes and the technology and all the things around us. So I got out of that rut, and I ebbed and I flowed and I changed some things, and I'm a rolling and a rocking over here.
I can't tell you how incredibly proud I am of the sweeping changes you made.
Thank you.
And that took so much. Do you want to talk about like the change you made a little bit? Because that took guts. Like I could not do what you did, because it was an overhaul, but you kept the business running the whole time. It was hard.
So I needed to change my cross-listing platform for several reasons. And I was in total denial about it. I knew it needed to happen, but I was like, I don't have time for that. I'll do it here. I'll do it there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it whatever. And I kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And I trialed a few things, and I did, but I didn't really. Like, it was like oh, well, I looked at that this afternoon. That's not going to work for me. Or, oh, I would. Mm-hmm. And when I finally made the decision in Q4, when we came back from Colorado, mm-hmm. I not only did that, as I was changing cross-listing platforms, I'm like, oh, well, I don't need this anymore, and I don't need that anymore, and I don't need this. Oh, I'll add this other person in here, and oh my goodness. But it worked out great. I looked at my whole process. Instead of just saying, oh, well, my catalog is going to go from here to here, and I'm going to keep it all the same, because for the most part, they did the same things, and I could have just kept going the way I was, but I wanted to make it an efficient. If you're going to change one thing, you might as well make it as efficient as possible. So mm-hmm. I looked at my whole process, and I didn't put out sticky notes, but that's always what I have in my head of like when we used to do the lean process, and I would literally put sticky notes all over a blank wall of like, step 1, I take photos. Step 2, photos are uploaded. Step 3. And that's just kind of how I was going through it. And I ended up taking out a bunch of those sticky notes and a bunch of parts of that process and things that didn't benefit me. And it didn't set me backwards.
I mean, you got rid of Shopify. Like, that was the main piece. That was your website.
Oh God. Yeah. I had to build a whole website. Was it, honestly though, I think that went smoother than when I set it up on Shopify. So mm-hmm. I don't really mean to dog on Shopify. They did me good for many years. It just didn't work with my process anymore. Didn't work with my flow. And I was also worried about what my consigners would think, because they'd all watched me grow and watched this whole process. And a lot of them were so proud, like, oh, look at you with this fancy software. We can see our stuff now in the portal. And oh, I still have all that. It's just, I had to change the website. They don't know that it's a free, it took me to do it website. They don't know that I'm not paying for it every month or so it took a hit to my pride, because I see the backside of it. Like, I was taking a step backwards, but they don't see it that way at all. They're like, oh, cool. I like your new website. It's streamlined. I like that. And I just needed to get over myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Like me and the furniture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes your own. Yeah. I'm just really proud that you did that. And you made that. And we're going to have to, we used to do the process videos. We haven't done one in a while that explained like the steps of how, like, what things look like behind the scene, like the software we use, what the flow is like. So I think we might have to, in the new year, I think definitely we should do that, because you've really nailed this. And
every time we do one of those episodes, one of those software companies changes something drastically.
I'm gonna actually go back and watch our old process videos, and I mean, I know mine is completely different than the initial one I recorded.
Oh yeah.
And I use Shopify. I still have like the Shopify website and everything like that. So
do you remember when they used to connect to eBay? Do you remember our very first one that we went through and said that I wasn't even part of Consignment Chats then, and we would go through and then they took that away from us. And I'm still sad. It was years ago. I'm still sad. Still.
Yeah, they took it away right when I set up my entire process.
You changed.
I changed everything, and everything. You know, that's life when you do this online reselling thing. You know.
Yes.
And you know, we're dealing with thousands and thousands of items, so yeah, it can be. You know, one little change in the process can really throw a wrench into the works. Let's say.
But the biggest thing is to see what little changes can be positive, not dwell on the negative parts of it, because there is a way around everything. There is a way to adapt. There is a way to adjust, and you have to get out of your own head and just do it. And Jason Wells, part of our Patreon community, our community here, he forever was like, just do it. Just jump off that cliff. Just do it. And I'm like, I can't. I wish I was stronger. I can't. And then I finally did it. And he's just sitting there and he's like, good job. you finally jumped off the cliff. He's kind of giving me that, like, did you die? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And he's like, I know. I like, he was like teaching me to swim or something. Like, there you go. You didn't drown. You're fine. Keep going. Like,
and like we've all proved that to ourselves by even having this as a career, as a business, right? Like, it is like jumping off of a cliff when you decide to do this. It's scary.
Yeah.
But we've already done that part. We've done the scariest part. These are just little cliff dives after that.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
We got
Get
this.
out of your own head. That should be the title of the video. Get out of your own head. Just do it.
And I think that's a good point too, is like when we reflect on things, like I've said, and I wasn't even thinking about this, like a couple things that happened this year that I reflected on. I proved to myself that I can do something, and I can do something hard. So think about those things, like going into a new year and going into a new 12-week year, whatever it is. Use that as an anchor. Like, hey, look, I can do this. I've already proved this to myself. Like, I can set a tactic. I can stick with it. I can hit a goal. I can do the hard thing. Like, you can. Like, what is that thing? What is that win that you can use? Like, look, I did this.
Yeah.
I can do something else that's hard.
I'm also going to go through my daily intention journal because I've been trying to do a really good job of celebrating my small wins and just making extra notes in here. Like, even notes of like, I met my goal today, or I went shopping today, or I like just weird stuff that seems weird at the time. But I'm going to go back, and the days when I did well, when I did good, I didn't have to rewrite all of the same priorities onto the next day. So that's the kind of stuff I'm going to use it to like help me look back and reflect as well on what worked well and what didn't, because we'll spend a lot of time looking at this failed, this didn't work, this is how I need to tweak it. But I also want to reflect on this is a day or a week that I did really well, and what did I do that week so I can replicate it.
Oh yeah, I love that idea of looking back. One of the things that surprised me when I look back through my intention journal, like it really shocked me, was there's the little my mood thing where you circle your like what kind of mood you're in. I think there was one day out of 365 days where I did not circle a happy face, like one.
Right. I had that happen recently. Yeah, and I only see one other one in here. Yeah, I did the tired one, and I like kind of felt bad. I'm like, why did I do the tired one? Why didn't I just do the happy one, but she needs a cup of coffee? Like,
so smart. Oh my gosh.
Look at this. This is the other day when I was tired, but I was getting to happy. I was going to get there. Yeah.
All right.
You got it.
But so many happy days. Like, that's cool to reflect on. Like, gosh, I must really like what I do. Like, I feel happy, almost every day to come to work. That's a win.
Especially when we start with our people in the morning. It's great.
Right? I know. All right.
Yeah.
How do we tie up an episode? Because we're the ones that usually like derail. Are we going to be able to do this, Samantha?
Molly is watching this while editing, and she's like, they should have ended this 15 minutes ago. What are they? They're still rambling. What are they doing? All right. This was good. Everybody tell us how you're going to reflect. What are you reflecting on in the comments? What do you need help reflecting on? Do you have any like big decisions you have to think of before the new year and the new processes you're gonna think about, things like that? Let us know how that's going. Thank you, honey. And
right in time.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week. Everybody have a good productive day. Cheers.
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.